Welcome back to 843 TV. We are now joined by Paul Jacobson, who is the chair of the Leadership Bluffton Committee. Paul, how are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, but it's great to be here again.
Well, Leadership Through Chambers is a great program, and I'm glad that Bluffton Chambers is starting it. Tell us about it, what it is, and give us some details.
Okay. The Chamber's just coming up on 2 years old, and this was one of the programs that was identified by the Board of Directors at the very beginning. We've been working on the planning and design and development for about 18 months. It's a different leadership program. We're really focused, laser focused on leadership in Bluffton. So it's all about how do you get things done in Bluffton, because that's what leadership's about, is getting stuff done. So it's all about how getting things done, but specifically in Bluffton. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on working with current Bluffton leaders to learn how they get things done in Bluffton, and that's the way that we'll learn how to get things done in Bluffton.
So Paul, who should apply for Leadership Bluffton?
Anybody really who's got a commitment to Bluffton. So if you live in Bluffton, if you work in Bluffton, if you go to church in Bluffton, if you volunteer in Bluffton, we're looking for folks. You don't have to be a chamber member, you don't have to live or work in Bluffton, but we're after is folks who have a significant commitment to Bluffton. And again, the key to this whole thing is learn how things get done in Bluffton. That could be church, it could be a nonprofit, it could be anything.
So you apply to be a part of the class, right? And there's an interview, or how does that work?
There is a formal application process, and just let me mention that it cuts off April 30th. So we're coming down to the last couple 3 weeks. We've had 7 people make applications so far. We'd like to have about another 7 or 10 people. There is an application. It's on the Bluffton Chamber website. There is an application process. You'll fill out, you essentially send us a resume, we've asked for a couple of long answers, 1 paragraph answers on why Bluffton is important to you. We've asked for references, and the Board of Governors will start considering in the second week of May, and we expect to make our decisions on who's in the program by the end of the month.
Is there an age group that?
No, not at all. In fact, one of the things that we were trying to do here is as diverse as possible. So we are very much after, obviously, early mid-career folks who are emerging leaders, but we are also after the folks that have recently moved into Sun City and are going to be volunteering in nonprofits or in churches, and again, the common thread here, the common denominator, regardless of your age or background or whatever, is that you need to learn how to make things happen and get things done in Bluffton. Okay. That's what it's all about.
So just to clarify, is this is it like a class?
It's a 10-month program. We're going to meet 2 Wednesday mornings a month for 3 hours each. And during those time periods, we will interview 4 Bluffton leaders per month, so 2 each Wednesday morning that we meet. So over the course of the 10 months, you will come into intimate contact with 40 Bluffton leaders, and we have a structured interview process where we will be. It's designed to find out from them exactly how they get things done in Bluffton, what is their leadership style, what kind of strategies work. We're doing all of this under non-disclosure. So it's what happens in Bluffton stays in Bluffton. It's very private. So we're expecting to get some very candid discussions, and then on top of that, the quid pro quo for this is that we are making the leadership class available to Bluffton leaders who have projects that need to get done. So there's usually something out there that needs to get done, and there's just not enough human resources to get it done.
Or they don't know where to even start.
Correct. So we're going to provide, subject obviously to review. We're going to watch this pretty closely, but we'll do 1 or more community projects. So any Bluffton leader that has something that he or she is trying to get done and needs a few people for a few months, so that they're willing to lead. So the idea is then that the class will get hands-on access and be able to not just observe, but to work with leaders as they lead. And again, the idea is to learn leadership. So that's it's experiential.
So it's 10 weeks long.
It's 10 months.
10 months.
So we'll start.
Excuse me.
It basically follows the school year. We'll start in August, and we'll go through May with and we'll graduate our first class.
2 Wednesdays a month,
2
and the
Wednesdays
application process is up April 30th.
Correct, and
Okay.
everything is on the chamber
website.
Mm-hmm.
And are you guys going to do like some behind-the-scenes field trips and stuff to kind of see?
We'll
offices.
We'll go visit offices, but we're really going to focus on are the interviews.
Okay.
So We'll do the research ahead of time rather than wasting the class time, because the folks that are coming into this are mostly working for a living, and it's a significant issue for them to have to
Sure.
be gone from their businesses, two mornings a month. So we're going to basically assign the research stuff ahead of time. It's all available on the web nowadays. So the come to the sessions, to the class sessions, pretty well prepared. But there's some places like the Mariculture Center, for example, that I'm sure that we'll go do a session there, because that's just unique.
Well, I think having it just be a morning, right? Is that what it
Right.
is? I mean, that makes sense, as opposed to all day. Some of these classes are all day.
We spent several months trying to figure out. It's not the best possible solution. It's the least worst solution. But a number of the folks in Bluffton are retailers, are small business people.
You have to be there.
And you got to be there. But typically they don't open until 10 o'clock.
And you got to look at it like you're investing your time and learn more, and
Exactly.
ultimately it's going to help your business through connections and that sort of thing.
Right. So we tried to minimize the time that that you're away from your business by doing it in the mornings, by doing the research ahead of time.
Cool.
Is there a cost involved?
There is. The program fee is $500. We ask, if you're employed, that your employer pick up $400 of the $500, and an individual pick up $100. And then we're also going to offer scholarships to the extent that we can for folks where that's a burden.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for the information.
You're very welcome.
So give us that number one more time.
Well,
or
you can call
the
me.
chamber.
Look on the chamber website, or call me at 540-3759, or you can call Denolis Polite at 682-1012.
All right. Well, if you're a Bluffton resident or affiliated with Bluffton in any way, this is a great opportunity to learn more about your community. Thanks, Paul, for being here.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Make sure you come back for the last segment of 843 TV.